Good afternoon. Happy birthday to the United States of America. It's only been 235 years since the birth of the nation, and God should bless America, that it should be strong and stable, prosperous, and a reliable ally to all forces of good in the world. We're continuing with the discussion about the Messiah, and let me address the question that people ask of me, even though I am not what they call a Mashiachist, but they ask of me, how come LUBAVITCHERS believe that the Rebbe is the Messiah, even though the Rebbe has been deceased now, 17 years. Tonight is the Rebbe's Yortzeit. And so, let me just tell you that there was once a case, a very famous case in Poland, and the person was accused of some severe crimes, and he could have either been executed or gone away for the rest of his life. And as part of the defense, they had to verify his honesty. And so the Chafetz Chaim came and testified that this man was an honest man who would not tell a lie. The lawyer for the defendant told the judge in Polish, "Do you know who this man is?" He said, "No." He says, "He's called the Chafetz Chaim, and he has the power to enliven the dead." So the judge smiled. He says, "Listen, I know you. You're not even a religious Jew. You're just a phony. Do you really believe that?" And so the lawyer said, "No, Your Honor, but nobody says that about me or you." So let me just take that to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Nobody would in his right mind call me the Messiah, or anybody out there the Messiah. Nobody that I know in this world is of the stature to be called the Messiah. And so, what does it bother the world that Lubavitcher Chassidim venerated their Rebbe so much that they believed he was the Messiah? He was certainly a person who was higher than the rest of us, and includes the great scholars. I mean, the Rebbe was honored by the greatest scholars of Israel, and they deferred to his judgment and recognized his significant effect upon the world and changing our Jewish world around. And so, does the Rebbe fit the role of the Messiah? Well, we've talked about it. He had to be involved in the study of Torah day and night, as King David did. The Rebbe was that way. Everybody who knew the Rebbe saw the Rebbe at all times. The Rebbe didn't have a radio in his office or a television, didn't work at a computer, in fact didn't even answer a telephone. For the last part of his life, he conducted his affairs as if this was Chol HaMoed. He became totally involved in holiness while he was engaged in trying to save the generation. He was involved only in Torah mitzvahs, and he tried to get all the Jewish people to follow those paths. And he established different takonos, different things, in order to get people to fulfill the Torah mitzvahs. And he was quite successful at it, certainly more successful than any other rabbi in recent history. I would question if there was anyone more influential on his generation in transferring those that had become completely disaffected from their religion and brought them back. I don't think there was a single person in our history that was able to do that. Certainly he is one of the giants of the generations, and he fought the battles for God. He never compromised in any matter of Torah mitzvahs. Even there were others who were willing to give away parts of Israel for the sake of peace. Actually, what they did was they got millions of dollars for the kollels and for the yeshivas, even though this brought into danger, direct danger, the rest of Klal Yisrael. The Rebbe never wavered on that. The Rebbe never wavered on Mihu Yehudi. despite being attacked by right and left, by the entire Knesset, and being threatened that they would remove the funding for his institutions in Israel. Nonetheless, he didn't waver. And there was a great Godil who looked the other way. He said, it's not our problem, it's the Lubavitch Mishugas. And that's on record, by the way. So he sold Mihu Yehudi for a few $1 million for his kollels. Lubavitcher Rebbe never did. So all of the signs of the Messiah, that he wasn't afraid, he was only afraid of God. He felt nobody could intimidate him to do the opposite of what God wants. That was only seen by the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Everybody else had a price. Everybody had a price. Maybe the Satmar didn't. But everybody else had a price. Depended what the price was. But the Rebbe never wavered on matters of principle. The Rebbe never went to Israel either, because he wanted Israel to be a holy land, and he was not going to go to Israel until it was a holy land. But he was going to do everything he could to protect the Jews in Israel, to make sure that they were secure and secure borders, and that they had everything that they needed. The Rebbe used his influence with the White House. So why is the Lubavitcher Rebbe not a candidate for the Messiah? The answer is politics, prejudice. But the truth is, he fits the mold of what it takes to be a Messiah. Is he from the house of David? The tradition has it that he is from the house of David. Although the direct tradition, which goes through the Maral of Prague, goes through a daughter, and so we don't know if the Rebbe's the Tzemach Tzedek's father was from the house of David. It's assumed that he might have been, but clearly he is from the Davidic household. His father-in-law, the Rabbi Joseph Isaac Schneerson, indicated that they are from the Davidic household. So could he have been the Messiah? According to the testimony of Rabbi Joseph Isaac Schneerson, yes, he comes from the Davidic household, and he had all of the requisites to be the Messiah. So now the question is, can Messiah come from the dead?